you're a teenager making bank, all while enjoying the great outdoors. Welcome to Nats Detasseling Inc., where they're not afraid to sweat. This summer, join the Nats team for an unforgettable experience. Forge friendships, learn responsibility, and earn money. Visit notafraidtosweat.com now. Nats Detasseling, where hard work meets good times.
Welcome into the LIBA Business Hour, sponsored by Nats Detasseling, highlighting local independent businesses in and around Lincoln on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, LIBA President and CEO, Bud Seinhorst.
Welcome to the LIBA Business Hour. I want to give a shout out to our show sponsor, Nats Detasseling. Earn cash, build character at Nats Detasseling. Learn more about Nats at notafraidtosweat.com. Our opening segment today is sponsored by UStop. Earn points that spend like cash. With the kickback card, you can get snacks and even gas available at all 24 UStop locations. Well, Nick, it's been a few weeks since we've actually been able to be in the studio together. We had pre-recording over the holidays. Happy New Year, I guess.
Yeah, you too, bud. I'm trying to figure out how we can get our faces on the stream here. But Happy New Year to you as well.
Everybody says I have a face for radio.
Well,
so
there
perfect.
You go. Now it's pretty applicable. How are the holidays?
It was great. It's been a fun time. It was a nice time. It was kind of a big time. We've talked. I made some transitions professionally during that time. So holidays, transitions, all of that. We got a little snow for Christmas, so everybody was happy. So it was a good time.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. I think when you look at, there were plenty of snowstorms you had to worry about. I mean, it wasn't as bad here as maybe some other places. Like Rico got snowed in up at like North and where he was at. But no, I was going back and forth from Omaha and Lincoln and Dorchester, Nebraska, and Henderson. And no real issues there, though. So,
well, our segment sponsor would be proud of you for burning up a bunch of fossil fuel and buying gasoline for your car. I think just a couple of things that have been happening lately. It's been really exciting around Lincoln. We had great momentum. The football team had everybody kind of on the edge this year. Volleyball team obviously had a great year. And now we're going into men's and women's basketball season, and they're both off to phenomenal starts, which is a lot of fun. We've seen great crowds at Pinnacle Bank Arena. The men's basketball team had a great win against Indiana earlier this week. The football team, I would say the football team had a great win recently too with the signing of Dylan Raiola. So a lot of good things happening. And those kind of things, I think we see make a big difference in the business community.
Yeah.
When the Husker sports teams are having success, when they're doing good things, it helps the businesses. I think things are buzzing down around Pinnacle Bank Arena just a little bit more. They're 11-2 now?
12-2.
12-2.
12-2 after the win against the Indiana Hoosiers on Wednesday.
And honestly, only one of their games that they lost, they haven't really been in, so to speak. So creates a lot of momentum. The crowd was pretty electric. The other night, I was watching the Indiana game on TV. I think they've got a big challenge later today. They're up in Madison, and that's a tough place to play, and it'll be a good test for the team. But from a business perspective, when the fans are excited and more people are coming to town for the games, it just creates a little bit of buzz around the business community, which is a nice momentum builder going into January now, because, just get done with the Christmas season and when those teams are doing well. So it'll be fun to watch tomorrow. The women's basketball team plays at home. I think they'll have a great crowd. They're trying to pack PBA tomorrow.
Well, they're retiring Jordan Hooper's jersey tomorrow as well.
Big deal.
And so in addition to not only them obviously playing a top 15 team in Indiana, the women tomorrow who have a sneaky record as well. They're sitting there at 12-3 now. And so people might not be realizing that, hey, not only just men's basketball is playing well, but women's basketball is also handling their own. they're retiring Jordan Hooper's jersey in the rafters tomorrow.
It should be a great,
Yeah.
it should be a great atmosphere tomorrow at the arena. So those kind of things are just awesome for our business community, because when the fans are excited, it just creates an additional momentum throughout the community. So, the restaurants, I stopped and picked up food at a local sports bar recently during a basketball game, and I was like, wow, this is, there was a pretty good crowd in the middle of the week watching a men's basketball game, and those kind of things, you don't think it's a Wednesday night and all that kind of thing, but people are out, people are excited. So and I don't know, Nick, it's probably or a little early to ask this question, but could this be a year that both the men and women make the NC2A tournament?
It sure feels like it, right? Like there's a ton of opportunities, not only for the women, right, but also especially for the men.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it's
so many opportunities ahead, and not this is something I said all week long, was like the most important thing with Wednesday's win for me was we had seen them beat the teams they were supposed to beat in the non-conference, right? The Riders, the Stony Brooks, the Duquesnes, teams like that. And they beat him in a fashion where it's like they kept him at arm's length. It was never really in question. Wednesday, you kind of felt the same way, where once Nebraska got up by 8-10 points, it never really got into that like dicey, oh no, we got to figure this out type of mentality. It was okay. It was okay. They kept Indiana at arm's length. And this is like the first time, I think, in the Fred Hoiberg era, especially, that we can sit here and be like, they are far and above, clearly the better team than Indiana.
Which Indiana, I wouldn't put that in that's a game where like the Stony Brooks and the Riders and those, like that's a competitive Big Ten basketball game that we have to compete and we have to come out and we have to play. So it was a good one. Good one for that. But I love to see the momentum that it creates for our business community and getting people out and about and supporting local businesses, people coming in, you see people out at like places like South Point and other places around town. And so you're seeing a lot more of that. And so it just creates this momentum, just community wide for the business community, which is just absolutely phenomenal. So I'm going to talk about a few of the upcoming LIBA events that we've got going on. First of all, Thursday, January 11th, they're having a BizNet over at Lee and Associates at 200 South 21st Street. On Friday the 12th, a ribbon cutting at Vibrant Healing Mom over at 3500 Village Drive. That's at noon. The LIBA luncheon on January 16th at the Jasmine Room from 11:30 to 1. This is going to be an interesting one because there's been a lot of talk in the legislature the last few years, and they're talking about this epic tax.
Yeah.
And so the epic tax is something that they've got both sides coming in to talk about. The Coffee and Contacts is on January 23rd. And then they've got some openings if people want to reach out and host a BizNet or a Coffee and Contacts. And if you're interested, you can call Carter or Shauna over at the LIBA office at 402-466-3419. And I think with that, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back here just in a little bit, and we'll be back here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Picture a hot summer day, sun blazing in the fields as far as the eye can see. Now imagine you're a teenager making bank, all while enjoying the great outdoors. Welcome to Nats Detasseling Inc., where they're not afraid to sweat. This summer, join the Nats team for an unforgettable experience. Forge friendships, learn responsibility, and earn money. Visit notafraidtosweat.com now. Nats Detasseling, where hard work meets good times.
Are you searching for a helping hand in life? Look no further. Integrated Behavioral Health Services is your answer. They're your compassionate, trusted partners committed to guiding you from challenges to triumphs. Their licensed professionals offer personalized therapy for individuals, couples, and families. At IBHS, the focus is you. Experience a life-changing transformation in an environment tailored to your unique needs. Visit ibhealthservices.com today and take that first step towards a brighter future. Discover the power of healing with integrated behavioral health services. You're not alone. Let them walk this journey with you.
Early Break with Sip and Jake.
So he can maybe run.
So like speed option, those things. All you want to do.
speed. I can't see him.
It's also. Oh,
Uh-oh.
look what you did. Look what you did. Look at Bill. Come on
Just
now.
calm down.
I don't say anything about semicolons or should there be a
Word
parentheses or
Too many commas over there.
too many
Come on.
run-on sentences. Don't talk about that. It's not my wheelhouse.
Early Break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
I think it's just vapor.
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as one pack of cigarettes.
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
USTOP is a proud member of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association, promoting local businesses through education, networking, and local government advocacy. This is why USTOP sponsors the LIBA Business Hour on the Ticket 93.7. Remember, every time you fill up at a USTOP on a Tuesday, USTOP donates 2 cents for every gallon sold to local charities in our community. This month, USTOP has partnered with the Salvation Army. Stop by USTOP and fill up every Tuesday to help us fuel our community.
Think you need a new furnace due to a cracked heat exchanger? Call Bryant for a free second opinion. Might save you thousands, no matter what brand. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. We do whatever it takes.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to Oak Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at Oak Street Carpet.
Oak Street Carpet.
1732 Oak Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness. And now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is Nebraska's premier NIL company. And with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
I could write a commercial telling you how great waffle weekends are at the chocolate season, or I could just have Rico read you the menu.
Banana Nutella. Nutella topped Belgian waffle with homemade whipped cream, chocolate chips, and freshly sliced bananas. Baconator. Buttermilk waffle with bacon slices tucked inside, topped with salted whipped butter, caramelized pecans, and pure maple syrup.
Waffle weekend brunches at the chocolate season.
PB&J.
40th and Old Cheney or online at thechocolateseason.com. Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Service Ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too.
Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Ready to upgrade your combine with new technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more money in your pocket? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine for harvest. Plus, when you purchase a pre-owned combine from Landmark, you are backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network, along with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running, reducing downtime. View inventory online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is Nebraska's premier NIL company, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
24/7 threat monitoring, expert tech support, streamlined communications. Allo has a solution for that. Protect your business with Allo Business. Comprehensive firewall security, Microsoft Teams voice integrated communications, cybersecurity and IT support managed by experts. From productivity to peace of mind, Allo has a solution for that. Allo means business. Protect your business by visiting allofiber.com/business.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Back to the LIBA Business Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This segment sponsored by Integrated Behavioral Health Services.
Welcome back to the LIBA Business Hour. This segment is sponsored by Integrated Behavioral Health Services, building a stronger, healthier community through advocacy, inclusion, perseverance, unity, and compassion. Learn more at ibhealthservices.com. All right, this segment, I think we got the video stream working.
We do.
We've got that face for radio thing just went out the window now.
It did for both of us.
Exactly.
For both of us.
Yeah, but you're used to it. You're a celebrity. I'm just, a guy that shows up once in a while. So I'm excited. Our guest this segment is Tony Goins. And Tony is one of the partners at Capital Cigar Lounge here in Lincoln over at about 16th and Old Cheney. So, Tony, you've got kind of an interesting story when it comes to how the evolution of Capital Cigar came about. So, why don't you just start off and tell us about your vision on Capital Cigar when you guys decided to put this together?
Yeah, bud. So first of all, thank you for having me on your show. You and Nick, this is really an honor. Let me start by saying I've been enjoying cigars for more than 32 years. And when I moved here to Lincoln, Nebraska back in 2014, I was a customer at the Capital Cigar store, which was owned by a guy named Don on the north side of town. And I remember I walked into the store one day and Don was gone. And it was this young kid behind the counter. And I thought he was just filling in, but he quickly told me he was the new owner.
Oh, wow.
And from that point, I said, well, what's your name? He said, Austin Hillis. I said, Hillis. I said, are you by chance related to Jeff Hillis? He says, yeah, that's my dad. I said, your father and I worked together at Cabela's.
Oh, how about that?
Wow. Yeah.
Small world.
Small world. So he went home and told his dad, and he was 21 at the time. He went on and told his father that he met me, and his dad said, well, you should really ask Tony to be your business mentor. He knows a lot about business and cigars. And so he called me to have a conversation about being a mentor. And that kind of evolved into, well, why don't we just do a business together? And Austin moved the store from the north side of town to about a block from where we're located right now on Pine Lake.
Mhm.
And I said, I think what we could do, we could just cut the store in half and just do a private lounge in the back, and that'll be our business. And so we had made plans to do that. We had the engineers come out, ventilation systems, and at the last minute, the tenant said he didn't want us to do it. So Austin went out and started bird dogging places, and he found our current location. I was at work, and he called me, says, I think I got the place. So I drove over to 16th and Old Cheney, and it was just an empty shell of a business, of a building. And we carved out our mission, vision, and values in the dirt right there. We said, we want to create a place here in Lincoln and in Nebraska where friends will enjoy friends, where you can get away and have a 2-hour-long mini vacation and not have to worry about all the things that are going on outside of your life. And then we said, we want to treat our customers like friends, because relationships really do matter. We want to just really create this really wonderful experience, so when you come in, you want to come back. And then we talked about the team that we wanted to hire. We said we wanted to hire a team that was extremely professional, treated people with respect and dignity, but they also had fun. And then we said we wanted to operate for the greater good of the community. So those are our 4 values, and all that was done before ever turning a wrench or putting anything in the building.
Wow. So you created this vision together, and you and Austin are an amazing team together. Watching you guys be able to work together, it's been kind of fun to watch over the last several years. But talk about, you carved out, kind of drew it up in the sand, so to speak, like Sandlot football games.
That's right.
You drew up your plays and your ideas. Now that you've been open for a few years, how has that evolved, and how are we doing on those mission, vision, and values that you talked about?
Yeah. We just celebrated our 5th year, October 26th, 5 years open. We opened October 26th of 2018. And, let me say this. I can tell you, that's a great question. I can tell you how it has evolved. Initially, I think when you're starting a business, you're really trying to get it going, and you have all these great ideas. But what I can say in terms of how it has evolved is the manner in which we lead and operate with those values. So Derek Bell and Jeff Fry basically run the business for us, and we're all one team. But those guys really create a culture that has literally the best chemistry I've ever seen, because they hire by those values. So when Jeff and Derek sit down to hire somebody, they have the values in front of them. So they're asking him questions relevant to the values. And we've already calibrated, myself, Jeff, Austin, and Derek, on what the responses should look like. And so to answer your question, the evolution has been, we've just really doubled down and been more diligent about making sure that we bring people in that adhere to what we believe.
Well, and I think one of the cool things when you walk into Capital Cigar, I've been there multiple times, is you walk up and you want to order a drink, and they're like, okay, what do you like? Okay, well, it's no secret to the world, I like bourbon.
That's right.
And so, we start talking about bourbon, and hey, we've got this, let's try this, those kind of things. And it's a very engaging, like, it's not where you walk up to the bar and go, yeah, I'll have a beer, or, get me a Blue Moon or a Zip Line or whatever. It's that discussion, which is kind of cool, because it's asking those questions and getting to know those things. And I think that's one of the things that really I've noticed as a customer is how you guys do that, which is, to me, the implementation and the living of those mission, vision, and values that you guys have. So
absolutely. And it's also a part of our training. Derek does all of the training for the business. Wow. And when he trains our teammates, Derek likes to bring people in that have literally no experience, because for him, that's like clay.
Yeah.
He has a chance to really mold them. But he talks about, when a person walks in. So if you notice, when you walk in, we have sight alignment on who comes in the door. The first thing we say is, welcome to the Capital Cigar Lounge. That's a part of the training. And what you just described is a part of the training. You don't just take the order. You engage with the customer like the customer was your friend.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't just, if your friend walked in, Nick, you wouldn't just say, hey, you're going to engage with your friend.
Yeah.
So The training is engaging with the customer as if the customer is your friend. We wear name tags because we want the customer to see, here's our name.
Mhm.
And we ask the customer's name. And what Derek trains is, you're supposed to remember that customer's name. And you're supposed to remember what that customer enjoys. So when that customer comes in again, there should be a record in your head that this is what Bud likes. And here's a bourbon that he likes. But
We got this new thing.
We got
we got our own barrel, or
our own barrel pick. Yeah.
That's awesome.
All it's a part of training.
Awesome. And so, and I know that one of the things you like to do is you like to bring in events.
Yes.
Where and when I say events, I don't mean it's like, 3-ring circus with 500 people, but it's 20 people coming and listening to a local business owner and
Yes.
hearing about their story and what it was that made them successful and
Yes.
why they do the things they do. Talk about why you do it that way.
Yeah. But because that was all a part of our vision from the beginning, because we didn't seek to create a cigar lounge. Cigar lounge is a product of what we sought to create, which was a venue for people to come together, a place where innovation and entrepreneurship would thrive, a place where you could build relationships, but also a place where you could just really enjoy yourself. And we felt like that was a void here in our city. So the series of bringing speakers in, we have a lot of entrepreneurs in this city. And if you look around, we're in downtown Lincoln right now. A lot of the businesses that are here started off as small businesses, and now they've scaled, and they add to the local economy. So when people see these business leaders, they see what they've done, but they don't know the story behind it.
Mhm.
They some of these young folks, they think business is like hot chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
You pour the chocolate in the cup, Nick, put some water
mix
in
it up, and then all of a sudden
it's
all ready to go.
It's
like
all
a
ready to go.
recipe, right?
Like a recipe. It's not like that. So we've had, Paul Jarrett and his wife Stephanie Bulu Box to come in. We've had Jason Metcalf, Scooter's Coffee. We've had Matt and Natasha Plooster. We've had Jay Wilkerson and Time. We've had a series. We've had Jeff Norhook,
Mhm.
who was one of the founders and now the CEO of Nelnet. But the great thing about it is they don't just talk about their successes. What they talk about is what happened during the tough times and how they got through the tough times. And that's a level of inspiration for anyone, because if you see those guys, the level they're at, and they had tough times and they failed and came back, then that tells you that you can do it also. And that was always a part of what Austin and I wanted to create for that venue.
Okay, so let's talk about this as we kind of work toward the end of our segment. Let's talk about, okay, so you have your private lounge.
Yes.
And that's for members that can come in and use that.
Yes.
But it's also open, like if you're just out on a Friday and you're like, you know what, I need a good cigar and I want to go have a cocktail with my cigar, they can just come right in, right? I mean, it's not exclusive one way or the other. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, we have a private lounge, but we also have a public lounge.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm glad you asked that question, because initially when we opened, that was an obstacle for us, because everyone thought that the Capitol Cigar Lounge was an all private lounge, and they didn't think they could come in
like a private club, like a
private
club, or
like a
something
country
like that.
club. Not the case at all. We do have a private segment, and these are for business leaders that have chose to pay a quarterly investment, and a lot of business happens back then.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll disclose the number. I'll tell you, in 5 years, large contracts have been signed. I mean, it's been north of $20 million worth of money passed back there, because business people come back there and they spend time together. When you spend time together, you actually find out you have more in common than you do apart. Trust starts to breed, and business just happens organically.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the public lounge, it's just as nice, and you don't have a membership fee. You can come in, and we open at 12 noon. During the week, we close at 10. On Fridays and Saturdays, we close at midnight. We've had 4 weddings that have been conducted at the Capitol Cigar Lounge. We've had
that's a new one. I wouldn't have thought of that.
That's
incredible.
How about that?
We've had 3 engagements, and I had the honor of promoting a Marine, because I served in the Marine Corps, Lieutenant Colonel Seth Chambers. We did a Marine Corps.
Nice.
Yeah, we did a Marine Corps promotion ceremony there. So we've done birthday parties, bachelorette events. I mean, you name it. It's a really cool place. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a partner. When I look forward to going and spending time with Maddie and Verena and Derek and Jeff and my team. They're just great people.
Well, yeah, I think when you're there, because we've been there more than once. I'll just say
we have. Yes, we have.
We've been there more than once
Yes,
together at the same time.
That's right.
But it's you're there as a patron.
Yeah.
You are there as a patron. I mean, obviously you're an owner and you're interacting in that. Everybody knows that, but you're still there as a patron and enjoying that atmosphere. So I think it's kind of fun to watch it that way and see those kind of things happen, and a lot of fun. I've sat in that back room for parties and different things like that, and just watch the things that happen and the ways that connections happen. So it's a really cool thing. So we're gonna wrap up our segment here in just a second, Tony. So let's just talk a little bit real quick about if you're talking to a new business owner, somebody wants to become more of an entrepreneur. What are a couple of the pieces of advice you like to share with them?
I think the first thing I would say is make sure that you absolutely have a mission, vision, and values. I mean, that is your North Star. It drives what you believe, which drives how you behave, which will drive your outcome. So I think that's number one. I think number two, you really have to think about the people you hire, because if you don't have the right team, you can have the right plan, but if you don't have the right team, there's no way you can win. So that's number two. And then I would say number three, you need to understand how to create a tactical plan to support that strategic plan. Because if you can't execute, you can have the greatest plan in the world. If you don't have mission, vision, and values, if you don't have the right people, if you can't execute, then you can't win.
I've seen a ton of people develop plans and it sits on the shelf, and 5 or 6 years later they go, oh, hell, we did this, didn't we? So, okay. So Tony, as we finish up this segment, tell everybody 16th and Old Cheney right there, kind of behind Culver's. That's right. That's the North Star over there that I tell everybody.
That's right.
It's right behind Culver's. How else can they check you out?
Well, we're of course we're on social media. We have a Facebook platform, Instagram platform, Twitter. You said it, 16th and Old Cheney, 5505 South 16th Street, the Capital Cigar Lounge. You may have heard we're opening another lounge in Omaha, Nebraska.
I did hear that rumor.
Apiary. We should be open. Construction is underway. So this is an all private model. It doesn't have a public component, but it's right off 144th and Dodge, and
so very little traffic in that area.
Oh, this is.
You might as well just put it on I-80, right in the middle of the median, right?
This is Capital Cigar Lounge on steroids. We should open about the second week in March. So
okay, excellent. Yeah. Okay. A couple other things, just really quick, as we continue on here. Tony Goins with Capital Cigar Lounge. Tony, talk about how you fill your, I just call it the man cave humidor. That the humidor that's bigger than some people's bedrooms.
Yeah.
Talk about how you kind of select the cigars that you put out.
But you ask all the right questions.
I try.
You do.
Thank you for saying that right in front of the owner of the station. I appreciate that, because they took a chance on a guy that had no radio experience. Said, "Why don't you do a radio show?"
What a great plant! What a great plant that was. Listen, not to interrupt the flow, but in my 4 years of being here in Lincoln, I have calls and emails from across the country and across the state. You need to get with Goins. You need to get with Goins. What? So. Eric Rainey, you're on the back porch in North Carolina with my cousin, and he calls me. Listen, Rainey's my cousin. You're on his back porch. You guys called me and said y'all need to get together. This was 3 years ago.
Wow.
This was 3 years ago, right? And he says, listen, y'all need to get together. Y'all doing big things in Lincoln together. Y'all need to get together and do it. And we're right down the street. And I said, you know what? And Bud will tell you, most Saturday mornings I'm running around. I need to go down to Mary Ellen's and meet with the leadership.
Sure.
But I said, I'm going to be here this Saturday. So me and Goins, we're going to have documented proof.
That's right.
That we know each other. We met.
I'm taking a picture right here.
We literally had to do this. So I wanted to come in and say, listen, yes, I'm going to offer my hand to you And I want to offer the ability to sit and have a conversation.
Absolutely.
Because there's so much of this. It's what I literally, when I got here, the people in town said, all the athletes said, hey, we get with Goins. And then when my family calls me and says, hey, man, you need to get with Goins, it's a thing. So this is the official introduction. We now are official.
That's right.
You and I will talk.
Yes, we will.
There we go, kind sir.
There it is. Absolutely. Man, that's incredible.
Small world.
That's
Small
awesome.
world.
It is a small
Yeah,
world.
it's his family from my hometown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome. You guys should meet because I think you two could make a lot of really good connections.
There's some exciting
so.
things on the horizon.
Thanks for
believe that.
stopping in, DP. Appreciate you.
I believe that. I believe that.
So there you go.
Okay, so the last question I had for you was
Yeah.
tell me about kind of how you fill the man cave humidor
Yeah.
because it's not a case, it's not a big case, it's a freaking room.
It is. Yeah, it's a walk-in humidor. So I'm gonna give you the short version of this. I mean, enjoying cigars, I've had a chance to, kind of diversify my palate. Austin was young, but he had enjoyed a lot of cigars. So we put in, and we had cigars from the old store, but we kind of did the initial order. But what happened is when Jeff Fry was our customer at one time, he's our chief operating officer now. And when Jeff took over, what Jeff really installed was he started really, really, really getting data and information from the customer. And what Jeff does, he watches what moves, he watches what does not move. But that humidor is filled based on what the customer wants. And then what Jeff will do is if a new product wants to come in, the owner of that product has to come to Lincoln. Like you can't just call us and say, hey, I want to put my product on your shelf. No, you got to come to Lincoln. You got to spend time with our customers, our friends. You got to tell the story of why you started.
Let them check it out.
Let them check it out. You're going to give out some samples. And if our customers like it, then you get shelf space. So it's really, really, really customer driven, which improves our turn time and has greatly improved our margins. It's been incredible.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Tony. I appreciate you and all the things that you and Austin do. You guys have been great supporters, and I'm sure we're going to continue, even though I'm not with LIBA anymore. I'm sure that this relationship will continue on for a long time.
Yes, it will.
But I really appreciate what you guys do and the atmosphere you guys create. And again, if you guys haven't been there, if you're listening, go out. Capital Cigar Lounge, 5500 South 16th. Go right. It's right north of Culver's at 16th and Old Cheney. You can't miss it. There's a Culver's, a Dairy Queen, and a Scooters right there. So if you go right in between those, everything, all roads lead to those places from Capital Cigar Lounge. So go out there, check them out. Thanks for coming on the show, Tony.
All right, bud. Thank you for the invite.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir.
We'll be right back after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness. And now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is Nebraska's premier NIL company. And with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
Picture a hot summer day, sun blazing in the fields as far as the eye can see. Now imagine, you're a teenager making bank, all while enjoying the great outdoors. Welcome to Nats Detasseling Inc., where they're not afraid to sweat. This summer, join the Nats team for an unforgettable experience. Forge friendships, learn responsibility, and earn money. Visit notafraidtosweat.com now. Nats Detasseling, where hard work meets good times.
Are you searching for a helping hand in life? Look no further. Integrated Behavioral Health Services is your answer. They're your compassionate, trusted partners committed to guiding you from challenges to triumphs. Their licensed professionals offer personalized therapy for individuals, couples, and families. At IBHS, the focus is you. Experience a life-changing transformation in an environment tailored to your unique needs. Visit ibhealthservices.com today and take that first step towards a brighter future. Discover the power of healing with Integrated Behavioral Health Services. You're not alone. Let them walk this journey with you.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
John Henry's would like to remind you, if you haven't already, to unhook your outdoor hoses and check faucets for leaks so your pipes don't freeze. As the official plumber of the Huskers, you know who to call when a plumbing issue arises. From frozen pipes to clogged drains, we can help you protect your home this winter. Give John Henry's a call today to schedule at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
USTOP is a proud member of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association, promoting local businesses through education, networking, and local government advocacy. This is why USTOP sponsors the LIBA Business Hour on the Ticket 93.7. Remember, every time you fill up at a USTOP on a Tuesday, USTOP donates 2 cents for every gallon sold to local charities in our community. This month, USTOP has partnered with the Salvation Army. Stop by USTOP and fill up every Tuesday to help us fuel our community.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
24/7 threat monitoring, expert tech support, streamlined communications. Allo has a solution for that. Protect your business with Allo Business. Comprehensive firewall security, Microsoft Teams voice integrated communications, cybersecurity and IT support managed by experts. From productivity to peace of mind, Allo has a solution for that. Allo means business. Protect your business by visiting allofiber.com/business.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
back to the LIBA Business Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This segment sponsored by Ascend Aesthetics.
Welcome back to the LIBA Business Hour. This segment is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative, helping student athletes excel within the NIL landscape. Learn how you can be involved at 1890nebraska.com. All right, so we flipped up our order today, so we actually have another guest in studio for this last segment. This is my longtime buddy, Brad Blumenstock, the owner of Blumenstock Family Eye Care. Brad, welcome to the LIBA Business Hour.
Thanks, bud. Glad to be here.
We're glad you're here.
Absolutely. I made it.
So give us a little history of Blumenstock Family Eye Care. What's the history behind the business?
The business started and purchased it from a prior owner in 2018. Gave it a little TLC, and we've been going strong ever since then. I went to O'Neill, Nebraska for 19 years. Was a partner up there with Dr. Scott Gutschel Blumenstock. Then I moved back, brought a little bit of small town with me. So my son, Derek Blumenstock, Dr. Derek Blumenstock, joined me about 2 years after I opened, and we've just been rocking it. So,
and how long you been open?
2018, so about 7 years.
Okay, so
or excuse me,
5 years.
Yeah,
that's right. Math is hard for Southeast graduates.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow.
Go ahead.
Don't worry, you're just surrounded by two guys in the NL Central that don't like the St. Louis Cardinals, and two guys that went to Pius.
They're going to be back.
So, so you're in the middle of where you don't want to be. So, okay, so you've been doing this for a long time. You were in O'Neill. You decided to move back home, and you ended up buying your clinic. First of all, make sure everybody knows where your clinic is located. Let's make sure we get that out there.
15th and Pine Lake.
15th and Pine Lake, right there behind the auto store. Slim Chickens is the intersection where you want to turn, right across from.
Everybody used to know where Zesto was. Zesto used to be there. So,
there was a Zesto there?
There was.
Oh.
And so, yeah.
That was the only Zesto I've ever been at.
For me, Zesto was at like 12th and South.
Right. There was another location. But Hoya is down there too, or Hoya. That's a great place.
That was the only time I ever been to Zesto, was at that location.
Oh, Nick, you just haven't lived.
I'm just young.
You are young.
About to be 23.
Oh, jeez. Brad's got kids older than you.
I do.
Hell, I've got kids his age.
That's right.
Wow.
There you go.
Okay, there we go. That just took a bad turn right there. Nick could be my son. Look out.
Go. Next question.
Okay. So talk about it's just you and Derek, which is really cool. Your son gone into the family business and given you an opportunity to kind of give him a little bit more of a role in the store. But what do you guys do? Like, tell me all the stuff and all the services that you guys provide.
Sure. We practice full scope comprehensive optometric care. And what that entails is, of course, there's a lot of glasses and contact lenses there. We work with many, if not all of the vision plans. So if you have a vision plan on your medical plan, we'll take that and we do a comprehensive eye exam, which includes checking, of course, your vision, your eye health, and then also how your eyes work together and focusing components. Because we all are on the screens like every day. Everything is a screen. Like you're up close like 90% of the day. So we have to really check your focusing, and there's new lenses and new contact lenses out there that help you with all that, focusing you got to do during the day. So we check that. Plus we do a lot of medical too. So when I got there, we didn't do a lot of medical, but of course, being in O'Neill, we did a ton of medical. So we were frontline guys. We check out, people think it is pink eye, but it's the conjunctivitis. You could have a bacterial conjunctivitis. You wake up in the morning, your eyes all stuck shut. That's something we definitely look at. Get to see a lot of that now. If you get injuries, something poked in your eye, a stick hit you in the eye, we do all that stuff too. Your kid, your baby, if you got kids yet, Nick, I don't know, not yet. Anyway, so it scratches your eye. We can handle that stuff too. Nice. And then we check also other diseases like diabetic retinopathy. If you have diabetes, we do the annual checkups for that. People come in, and sometimes people are like, I don't need an eye exam, and I'm like, why don't you need an eye exam? My eyes are fine. They say. And I go, well, do you have glaucoma? They say, no. I don't think so. How do you find out? I go,
an exam.
You got to get an eye exam. So that's one of the things you really need to do is come in for an annual eye exam. If you've never had your eyes checked, you really need to get one, because you never know if you have glaucoma. The only way you can tell is to go to an eye doctor.
Excellent. So talk about what it was like, because I mean, you said you were in O'Neill for 19 years. And then you moved to Lincoln, decided to buy a business. I mean, yeah, it was an established clinic, but then you have to establish yourself. Like, how did you go about creating that and establishing that? Because it was just you for the first 3 years or so, wasn't it? Because Derek was in optometric school. So how did you evolve to create that own name for yourself? Because even when you buy an existing business, just because there's a new owner, sometimes people had loyalty to the previous owner, and you've got to kind of establish yourself. So how did you go about doing that?
Absolutely. And one of the things was joining LIBA and other organizations throughout the community. That's a huge thing, is to get involved. You gotta get involved with that. You join, I joined my church, and I very much church based. And so I get involved with my church and just try and get to know people, other clubs or organizations around town. You just want to do your best at talking to folks. Of course, I'd grown up here, so I had a lot of previous connections, and that helped quite a bit. So I reached out to those folks, let them know I'm here, let them know what I'm doing. Just the usual pounding the pavement type of situation, sending out greetings, letters, and stuff like that, just to say, hey, I'm around. And then, of course, there's a typical part of marketing plan where you go online and you get established with websites and do all this stuff online that any business.
Are you the
do.
social media director for Blumenstock Family Eye Care?
I am not.
That's probably the wisest decision y'all have made as business owners.
So I got a daughter, and she moved to San Diego. She's an eye doctor too. She's an optometrist. And so I'm kind of waiting for her to get back. And then, maybe
you could offer a lucrative
opportunity,
a lucrative move back package or something.
Absolutely. Her husband is a lieutenant in the Navy. So once he gets done with his,
it's too bad he's not Air Force. If he's Air Force, you could try to, maybe work your connections to get him to Offutt, and then, get Justine back. So
I don't know if I have that many connections, but yeah, I
sure
can try and work something.
You're Brad Blumenstock.
Yeah. Well, only Bud. I have one connection.
There you go.
But
well, there you go. Then you're in deep trouble.
That's right.
All right. So, talk about kind of how the process works. You talked about kind of checking eye health and all that kind of stuff. Like new patient comes in and they're like, I haven't had an eye exam since I was in high school or whatever. And, kind of what are the things you're trying to walk through with them and kind of make them comfortable and get them through those things?
Sure. So here's how it would go. You'd be greeted by some of my staff. We get all their pre-health history. You get everything down, that medications, things like that, because you can have side effects of medications that affect the eye. And then we get all that information. My staff takes you back, run some preliminary, evaluations on some instruments we have. I'll walk in and greet the patient, see what they're having problems with or no problems. Then we jump right into it. We'll check the vision. I see how they move, how they line up. Then we check the eye health. And if they can't see really good at some point, there's got to be a reason why. So we look at the front of the eye, the cornea, make sure there's no problems. Then we look for cataracts. Cataracts are a big thing. Those develop behind the colored part of your eye.
Okay.
And a lot of times we'll take an OptiMap image. We have an OptiMap system because everybody hates those drops. And so that OptiMap system will be there, and I can see the back of the eye really good, even without the drops. We can check the way outer reaches of the inner lining of your eyeball called the retina. So if people elect not to do that, then we dilate the eyes, put those drops in, and then I can get a really good look, and we check for everything. Macular degeneration. Everybody's heard of macular degeneration.
Isn't that what Paul Harvey talked about all the time?
Oh man, he was pushing them vitamins.
He was a
like
talk
crazy.
Radio guy, Nick, way long ago.
Oh man,
Paul Harvey was the bomb on the radio. Anyway,
and
I like to give Nick a little radio history lesson.
That's good. Yeah.
Well, I need it.
And that's the rest of the story.
There
you go.
Touche.
Well
Absolutely.
played. Well, he definitely pushed those vitamins, but there are good vitamins out there. Arid's 2 vitamin.
Well, I think one of the cool things about Blumenstock Family Eye Care is obviously our family are all patients there. And
we appreciate that.
I appreciate being able to come in and they'll take care of whatever needs to be taken care of. Inevitably, when I get a new pair of glasses, it takes 2 or 3 little adjustments, and I'm like, okay, we got to fix this. I mean, because you put them on, you're like, oh, okay, good. You go wear them for a day or two. It's like, okay, it's a little tight here. Need to do this, whatever. So, but the team that you have has always been so good about, like, they ask good questions and they're trying to be helpful and all those kind of things. And I think that makes a huge difference. I mean, for myself or Nikki or Chloe or any of us, it's, we're all very comfortable coming in. And I think that's one of the nice things. Probably it's probably an evolution, not only of you as a person, because we've known each other a year or two, but also that time of when you're in O'Neill, that small town.
We like to give
piss
that,
everybody off in a small town, you're not going to be in business very long, right? I mean,
right. It's just a nice vibe. My staff that we've established over the 5 years I've been there, first, they're great. I mean, you're nothing but what the other folks you surround yourself with are, and they're wonderful, wonderful people. They care about the patients that come in there, and they're good at what they do. So people think you can, the big craze is to order online and get this and that. We use the highest quality stuff at our office. If you don't want it, we can get you something different. But why would you? All you do, you see all the time. You want to see the best you can. So we get you the best lenses and the best frames. But a lot of times with some of these prescriptions, like with no line bifocals, if you don't have them lined up, I can give you the best prescription in the world, and it still isn't going to work right.
Yeah.
Or if the frame doesn't feel right, you aren't going to like it. So I depend greatly on my staff to make sure that those frames fit nice and feel good, and you're seeing through where you're supposed to see through them.
Exactly. So, no, it's really awesome. And I mean, Chloe has some glasses that she wears at school and kind of for some reading and stuff like that. And, getting she was about 10 when she got them. I'm like, oh God, we got a 10-year-old that needs glasses. But like those kind of things are really helpful. And the staff is good about like the selection of frames and all those kind of things. And, sometimes when you're out shopping for things, people will be like, oh yeah, that looks great. They want to make the sale. What I like is your staff's like, I don't think so on those. But I appreciate that though, because if they make me look bad or they don't think they look good, like that's helpful and that's valuable. Just like when you go buy a suit and the guy goes, bud, I don't think that's the right suit for you. Let's go to this. Like, let's find that because they actually care, and it's not about the sale. It's about the relationship and making sure the customer's happy. So I think that's a
absolutely huge... There's no shortage of opinions when it comes to my staff and frame. So we got 5 staff. So, we do the poll, I guess. And
my own little polling. Okay, exactly. Everybody vote. Do you like A, B, or C?
And literally, I think that's happened at the end of the night when you came in one time.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, no, yes.
Yeah. So, once you get a super majority of the staff, then I think you're in good shape.
Absolutely.
So, okay. So how can people find you? We're going to wrap up the segment here in just a second. So how can people find you other than the store down at 16th and Pine Lake?
Sure. We're online, Blumenstock Family Eye Care. So you can look us up and find us online. And basically that's, call me. No. So no, absolutely.
We will post Brad's cell phone number on every media channel.
It's actually on my office. So for emergencies, my numbers.
There you go. Nice. There you go.
At the end of it. But yeah, no, online basically.
BlumenstockFamilyEyeCare.com. They can come and check you out. Now, the biggest question I have for you as we wrap up this segment, Brad's shaking his head. Is it true? I did some research on you. I got on the Google. I did some research that you were the best quarterback to ever play for Security Mutual midget football.
I don't believe that would be accurate. I definitely don't think that would be accurate. But we had some good times.
You never know what's going to come up here. No. Brad and I played midget football. My God, in the 80s, mid 80s.
Wow.
Together for Security Mutual. We practiced on the over at the Holmes Lake Dam.
Yeah.
The dam behind Holmes Lake.
We had really bad unis. I mean, it was worse than the Broncos.
Yeah. And that's really saying something.
It is.
Blue pants, orange jerseys, blue helmets, wasn't it?
Something.
Yeah, something like that. It just, Oh, well.
It's been so long ago.
Good times, fun times, and fun memories. So
Absolutely.
Brad Blumenstock Family Eye Care. Thanks for joining us on the LIBA Business Hour today. Check them out. They're at 16th and Pine Lake Road, 15th and Pine Lake Road.
Absolutely.
Just behind the Slim Chickens there. That's kind of the marker there to head down there. Or you can check them out online at blumenstockfamilyeyecare.com.
Absolutely. Thank you, boys.
Thanks, Brad. Have a great one. We'll be back next week with the LIBA Business Hour here on 93.7 The Ticket.